Are you thinking about moving to Fulshear, Texas? In today's video, we are going to talk about the pro and con living in Fulshear, Texas. If you are new to this channel, my name is Rose. I am a realtor here in the state of Texas. In this channel, it is where we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of what it takes to live in Houston, Texas. If you have not subscribed, subscribe and follow, because I love it when I receive email, text message, phone call from people just like you who's thinking about relocating to Houston, Texas. Before we talk about the pros living in Fulshear, let's talk about Fulshear. Fulshear is a small town located in the northwest of Fort Bend County. So if you are looking at home in Katy, it is northwest part of Katy, and Katy is west of Houston. So the pros in living in Fulshear, according to niche.com, Fulshear was voted to be a A+ overall small town to raise a family. When you live in Fulshear, residents in Fulshear has a bachelor degree. 71.4% of the residents that live in Fulshear has a bachelor degree. So when you have a bachelor degree, so you're looking at the income compared to the city of Houston, the average income household is 33% higher, with the city of Houston at a $53,000 a year median income. Fulshear is $162,826 median income household. In terms of diversity, we know Texas is voted over and over to be the friendliest state. But when you're looking at diversity in Fulshear, you have a population of the projections that from October to October, it is at 19,362 for populations of Fulshear. But when you're looking at the Fulshear boundary, it's at a 44,000. So to break it down, for the populations of Fulshear, you have 55%. I'm just going to do the overall percentage. It is 55% black, 55% white. You have 9% black. You have 19% Hispanic, 13% Asian, and then when you have mix, we have about 4%. So as for diversity, I will let you be the judge, and so we will not go into that. But when we talk about the pros in living in Fulshear, for those of you who has kids, Fulshear is in the Lamar ISD, which voted to be a B-rated school district. However, Fulshear High School voted to be a A+ school, and with a 96% overall graduation, according to the school district website, which is the Lamar ISD. And if you go to the website like her.com, and they'll give you a breakdown of because when you're looking at the population, is 55% white, so you can see the populations of each student in each category of what voted in Fulshear. So let's continue in our pros and cons. Before we go to home price, let's talk about taxes. You know, in Texas, we do not have federal income tax. However, we have the highest sales tax, which is the 8.25. And when it comes to property tax, we have the highest property tax. So home in Fulshear have an average of 3.5% tax every year. However, the average home sales in Fulshear for a starter home is in the 350,000. So if you're looking in the 200 price point, it's going to be hard for you to find a home in Fulshear. You will have to live in the border. So you probably will have to looking at Patterson, Sealy, which is outside of Fulshear, and it's closer. You will be closer to Katy, and you will be closer to Fulshear. So you have to go to Sealy or Patterson. So I'll talk about the city later on, but let's focus on Fulshear. So when we're looking at taxes, poverty tax, and average home price. So for Fulshear, if the income is high, of course, when builders go to build in Fulshear, they have to build home that matches the lifestyle. So let's go to the con and living in Fulshear. The con and living in Fulshear: if you do not own a car, you can't live in Fulshear. Your money is going to be wasted in Uber, because Fulshear does not have public transportation. I say what I say. Fulshear does not have public transportation. So if you live in Fulshear, you going to work downtown, you will have to park in the Katy park and ride, and then you ride to Fulshear, or you will ride your car to downtown. We know we have the worst driver in Texas, in our city, and our interstate I-10 always busy. If you live in Fulshear, that's the interstate you're going to take every day, unless you decided to drive the back route. When I say the back route, which is you drive in the countryside, where you can take Highway 90, which is the back. And there is a lot of things going on in Highway 90, because builders are starting to build west of Houston more. So there is a lot of constructions going on. So you're going to spend a lot of time in traffic. Yes, you're going to spend a lot of time in traffic. So that's the con in living in Fulshear. Entertainment. Do we have entertainment in Fulshear? Depends on what you are looking for. If you want nightlife, don't move to Fulshear. If you are a family with children, you want quiet life, because Fulshear is a small town. Fulshear still gives you this small town vibes when you are driving. Me personally, I love driving the back road, because I've shown so many houses in that area, and when I'm coming from Needville, I can take Highway 90 and drive in the back, and you see some of those beautiful sceneries when you're driving. And if you want to think, you want to meditate when you drive, and put your window down, let the fresh air blow. Yeah, that's Fulshear. So let's continue. Fulshear does not have a lot of entertainment. So if you want to go for entertainment, movie, you're gonna have to come to Katy, because your movie theater is right there in Katy. As far as the city go, there is plan to build, because as builder moving west, there is going to be more stuff building in Fulshear. But as of right now, for your entertainment, there is restaurant in Fulshear, your typical like restaurants. But if you want like something glamorous, you probably will have to Katy, of course, drive to downtown, where you can go on if you're going on a nice soiree, you want to put your gown and things like that with your husband on a date night, so you're gonna have to go to downtown. But if you want just some family outing, so you can come to Katy. It's like a 20-minute drive, and depends on traffic. So let's say if you are somebody who live on Firethorn, which I made a video about Firethorn, you can live inside Firethorn and your kids go to Fulshear High School, because Firethorn is so big, and they are building in the back of Firethorn, so it's connected to Fulshear. So it all depends on what you're looking for, what type of lifestyle you want. Then you decide if Fulshear is right for you. Let's talk about the weather. Oh, don't talk about the weather. The Houston weather is crazy. When it's summer, when it's hot, guys. When I have some of you call me and then decided when you visit, you do not want to come to Texas, because it's a 12 weeks of hell in Houston, Texas. When it's summer, it's hot, it's humid, and if you are somebody who sweat a lot, when you go outside, by the time you come back inside, you will be dripping. You have to change your clothes. So that's the nature of living in Texas in general. We can't change it. And when it's come to winter, if the way I see it, from the time I have been living in Houston for almost 15 years now, the year that we have hurricane, and then we have a lot of flood in Houston, you can expect during the winter it's gonna be cold a lot, and it probably snows. So if you go on record, the year that Harvey came, the following December, we have the freeze that came. And the year where Katrina, after Katrina, because I moved here after Katrina, prior to Harvey, the previous flood we have, and then after that it snows. So that's how the Texas Houston weather is. But if you can deal with it, that 12 weeks of hell, hey, welcome to Houston. So this is it for today, guys. I hope I'm not rambling too much about Fulshear, but come down, come for a visit. Don't just watch the news about Texas, guys. Just come down for a visit. You will love it. I have some of you who call me and ask me questions. Oh, I heard this, I heard that. I'm like, no, it is not like that. How you see Texas, how they portray it in the news, it is not like that at all. So I am invited you for a visit, and then you can decide if Houston or anywhere in Houston is the right place for you to live. So thank you guys for watching. Welcome to Houston. Bienvenue à Houston, and God bless until next time. Bye bye.